I said back in the show titled Mask Mandate that the pandemic and the mask mandate weakened our inner desire to stand out. Because we were behind the mask before the pandemic, when they instituted the mask mandate, it did nothing more than put us in a place where we didn't have to deal with the things that we needed to deal with. In that moment, all I wanted to do was be angry. And I wanted her to support my reason for being angry. You know, how many of you know that's not a good friend to have? Yeah, that's not a good friend to have. You know, it's okay if they let you have your moment, but it's not okay if they agree with that angry, negative nature. You know, because Jesus doesn't want us to be supported by what doesn't support us following after him. And it's one of those things, and I said it before, once you know that there's a problem, you are on the clock. You can no longer use the excuse, I didn't know, my dad wasn't there, I didn't have any male role models, nobody told me. No, once somebody brings it to your attention, because they're not scared to tell you, you know, what it is, you were on the clock to make a change. So the other day, my daughter sent my wife and I a message, and she was explaining how she felt confident because she realized some things about her finances, and she made an active decision. And here's what she said. She said, change doesn't happen without thought and action. If I don't change my thought process about my anger before, my actions would have never changed. Change doesn't happen without thought and action. Think about it. Better yet, in Ephesians 4:26, it says, and don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. If you don't change your thought and your actions, then you think that every time you get angry, it's okay to let it control you. You think that it's okay, the fact that it has that much control of you, that you don't have to rectify, figure out, work through, deal with the reason why you are angry, and you go to bed on it. When was the last time that you were angry at someone or something not happening, and you just decided, I'm going to sleep it off? But when you woke up, what happened? You were still angry. It says, don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. We gave you the blueprint. Don't let it control you, and don't go to sleep on it. But how many? How many of you listening today have let anger control you? How many of you have let the sun go down where you were still angry? Whether it was in your marriage, whether it was at work, whether it was dealing with your kids, that whatever you were angry about, guess what, my friend? It's still there. You still have to deal with it. You still have to address it. Just because you said, excuse me, and you tried to sleep it off, all you did was just go to sleep. Problem's still there. So for my married men, there were many days that I was mad at my wife. because she offered correction about my angriness. She wasn't trying to hurt me. She was just tired of me being in this angry rage, understanding that when I was in that angry stupor, a couple things happened. Nothing. And I was still angry. And everybody else had to deal with it. But it took me a long time to get to a place where I understood that. Because she wasn't afraid. She got to a place where she just wasn't afraid to tell me, bro, you need to tighten up. And I didn't always take it. I took it, but I didn't always listen. Because I felt some kind of way. Because I felt that she didn't see me. And when you don't feel seen, you don't listen. You don't want to listen to nothing that anybody has to say. But the people that don't care about you, the people that don't see you better than you see yourself, they gonna let you be mean. They gonna let you stay angry. They gonna let you be in that angry stupor. They gonna let you feel the way that you want to feel. But it's those people that care. It's those people that see you better than you see yourself. It's those people that, they are not letting you let the anger control you. They're not going to let you not deal with what the issue is in the moment. So when it is time for you to close your eyes to go to bed, you don't take that with you. So to receive, I told you that I received it. To receive the correction, you have to be mature. So when my daughter made the comment about change, when she said change doesn't happen without thought and action, she said that from a mature space. If you were making mistakes before and you realize that in order for change to happen, you have to change your actions and your thoughts, wow. That's all I can say. But to receive correction, you have to be mature. Maturity comes from growth and sacrifice. Maturity comes from growth and sacrifice. You have to have grown out of or understanding the decisions that you were making before are not affecting you in your current, and they're not going to benefit you in your future. So maturity comes out of growth and sacrifice. In order to get better, in order to want more, in order to make change in your actions and your thoughts, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to not hang around the people that you were hanging around that were allowing you, that were condoning the fact that you were angry and it was okay to stay there and carry that until, because they're not helping you. Maturity means termination of the period that obligation has run out. You will have full development. Maturity means termination of that period from that obligation because it's run out. Full development. And you might not be fully developed, but you are making a change in your actions and your thoughts. You are sacrificing some things that you know that feel good in that moment that you cannot continue to do, because the feel good things in that moment that used to give you the warm and fuzzies, you realize they're not going to give you the warm and fuzzies down the road. So speaking about maturity, the one thing that comes to mind is, it's a verse in the Bible that we've heard many times before. Guess what it is? All right, I'm gonna tell you anyway. 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, maturity, I put away childish things. When I was a child, I spoke, I thought, I reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. That's maturity. When you realize that the things of old that you used to do when you were 10, 12, from my population, 21, 28, 30, 35, 40, they were cool. Benefited us in the moment, made us feel good, time and time again. But when we decided to make different goals, when we decided that we wanted more, when we decided that we had to be a role model, that people are looking up to us, we had to put away those childish things. And we had to mature and grow.